We'll start with one that's coming from Matt Atherden, and he asks, considering the league position, what is the goal/ambition for the rest of the season?
The rest of the season, we've got the 8 games to go for, and it's to get as many points as we possibly can, but also in the process, with one eye on the future, to drip feeding some of the young players into the squad, and certainly out onto the pitch at whatever stage of the game we feel is appropriate.
Next one is from @TomGill UK. He says, have you found motivating the team difficult considering the loss at Bristol?
No, the players have applied themselves very well in training. I've been pleased with the response, and so motivating the players hasn't been an issue whatsoever.
How's training been since Bristol? I know you had the lads in over the international break.
Yeah, they trained hard last week. This week we've concentrated on how we're going to prepare for Reading specifically, with the training exercises and the little match game scenarios we've given the players. So it's come 3 o'clock Saturday, we're hoping to see a good response from them, and invariably looking to get the 3 points.
Next one is from Bob Harrison. He says, given that it looks like we're going to be playing League One football next season, have you had any input in terms of contract renewals and in terms of tying up people who are out of contracts at the end of the season? I guess that's something that's more towards the board.
Yeah, that's something more towards the board. Ken Anderson's due into the club next week. I don't think anybody at the club needs to be told that we're looking to tie Rob Holding up to a longer term contract. We need to keep all our better young players at the club because they're going to be our future.
Last one, this is coming from Luke_BWFC. He says, do you think there are any youth team players who are good enough to make the step up to the first team between now and the end of the season?
I think the difficulty with youth team players is the maturity of the players. They do very well in the standard they're playing at. I'm a big believer that youth team players perhaps need 4 years from coming into the club at 16 before they're actually physically prepared to play in the man's game that's played out in the main stadium there. You do occasionally get the odd player that perhaps has been a man since the age of 12, 13 and perhaps coped with it earlier. But there's only 1 or 2, I would say, physically equipped in our youth team at this moment in time who could make the step up to the man's game, but then their next stage of development certainly to play regularly in the 21s. So although there is some talented youth team players, we're in no rush at this moment in time to put them into a level of football that physically is beyond them at this moment in time.
It's been pleasing from your point of view though over the last year or so to see 5-6 youth team products make the debuts in the first team and become regulars in the first team.
It's great from everybody's point of view in the academy, and as an academy like every other academy in the country, we go through a stringent audit process, and I've said this many times before that we're audited on so many different criterias, but the one thing there isn't in this whole audit thing is the word opportunity. And it doesn't matter what sort of academy you run, how good, bad, indifferent, unless there's a first team manager willing and prepared to give the players the opportunity, you're not going to find out exactly how good the players are. And players have had the opportunity, and Rob Holding in particular I think's done exceptionally well and played very steadily.
And finally, message for the fans ahead of the weekend?
Yeah, your support's been fantastic so far this season. We're looking forward to another great afternoon of support from you, and hopefully the team will put in performance that will send you all home proud after the game with some points or 3 points thrown into the bargain.